Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. Today we are in the city of Canalville, and we are going to be doing a few things today. So I want to start planning for our downtown. And there's a lot of issues that can happen whenever you're building a downtown. The biggest one being traffic and accessibility. And so we are going to be focusing on building out a small highway network, extending our metro line. We're going to be building a nice little transit hub, and then I want to start strategizing with some road layouts so that we can make sure that as we build out this downtown, we are not going to run into any problems. And so let's go ahead and jump right in. And so on the last episode, what we did was build out this lovely hotel area, which I really like. I did have to put in a fire department over here. We were really having some bad coverage issues over here. But then we built out this island, and then this island. And I'd gotten a comment to add in some dormitories over here that they would just be a little more realistic than these high-rise residentials, as these would probably be expensive to live in and just really kind of inaccessible for a lot of the students. And so I felt like the dormitories were a better fit. Thank you for the comment. I super appreciate it. And then I did have to go around and put some fire watchtowers. We just recently had a huge fire. Yeah, this one, it actually burned down our poor dormitory. And because we don't have the emergency service building it, we actually don't have the capability to rebuild it. And so that is definitely something we need to do. And while I was doing that, I realized that we really don't have any helicopter services at all. We don't have fire, police, medical, any of that. We don't have the emergency service building. And so I feel like it would be really good before we even start to just add a few of those, as those would be much needed services for the city. And I'm sure that a lot of the fire stations would probably even already have helicopter access. What I want to do is create a nice little area for them. So we're going to just make a complex right here. And I feel like this is going to be a really great use of this space. Nice, super easy. The city is happy with it. And so now we have adequate coverage combined with the fire watchtowers. And so we can actually jump into what the city is planning today. And so the Ferry Commission came together with the City Council to ensure that there are going to be enough piers within this area. They are pretty upset about some of the low clearance bridges in this area and how ferry access just isn't adequate through here. And so they have put in a bid for a few areas leading around the future downtown. So this one right here, we're going to do a big pier. I think we're going to do a couple smaller piers on this curved one, maybe just one. But then we'll do one over here. They have a bunch of possible sites. None of them have been cemented yet. And so we are not really sure, except for this one. This one actually has been chosen already. And so the city councils came together and put together a plan for a small 2-lane highway that is going to encompass, basically loop this downtown. And the reason we're going to do it is because it's going to help provide access for people who are maybe back here, as we don't have any freeway access at this point. We have a couplet that is going to come up here and probably terminate right here, and then we're going to have another metro line. And so the city has decided to extend the metro, put a station right here, put a large station right here, and then add another line that is going to extend across here and have a station over here somewhere. The Stadium and Tourism Authority has decided to put in a large stadium over here, and they're just going through rounds of funding at this point. And so this is going to be something in the future, but they have basically designated this whole island. A lot of it was because of this newly constructed hotel. It's starting to bring in a lot of tourists into the area, and the city has decided that building a stadium here would be a great location for it. And so what we're going to be doing today is focusing on that highway expansion. Because this is a clean slate, we don't want to end up having to delete anything, and then we are going to be extending our metro and doing all that. And so let's go ahead and get this done. I'm excited. I'm glad the city has finally come together and decided to get something done, especially of this magnitude. I think it's going to be really good. And so let's jump in here. We are going to use the picker mod, grab this road. We are going to go straight, and we'll go like right there. And then what we're going to do is jump into a 4-unit road, and we're going to go to this one with the median. Yeah, a little standard road. And I want this to kind of be in the middle. So I think we'll go like right there. I think that's good. And because this station is going to have multiple lines connected to it, the city has decided to invest in a four-station platform, and I think it is just fantastic. It's the one that the city has already commissioned over here, so they actually saved a bunch of money on the blueprints. This kind of copy and pasted. Ended up working out really well, and so we're going to jump in here and go to Metro, jump into our Metro tracks, and go straight, come up over here. And we do need to be mindful of our freeway bypass over here. or our little bypass road. And so we need to go up, I believe, to about, let's try 69. We'll go like right there. It still looks like we're a little too low. So maybe we will. Oh, you know what? That actually looks good. I think we can just anarchy it. Because of the scope of this project, the city has decided to overlook certain safety parameters. It's not, the best of solutions, but it saves a ton of money. And so we are now going to jump in here, go to the network multi-tool, go to the slope mode, and it does look like, yeah, we're pretty good. So then now we will come up over here, grab these two nodes, hit enter, and what that's going to do is just give us a nice gradual slope. And so now we're going to grab this one and then come up all the way over here and hit enter again. And we'll jump back into our track, go to forced elevated piece. And what this is going to do is get rid of these kind of ugly iron bridge pieces that we really don't need. And I want to look at that and make sure that this looks good. Yeah, you know what? I think that is the perfect height for that. I think that looks fantastic. And so now let's start figuring out what we're going to do with this highway, since this really is going to be the backbone for this area. So I think we're going to do this two-way highway with sound barriers that came with the mass transit DLC. I don't really use this road a lot. I have used it in the past. I believe in the Zillawood we did a big toll road that used this road, but it could have been one of the bigger ones. And so the first thing I want to do is curve around this, and I want to choose a height that's going to make sense. I feel like 39 is probably not a lot. You know what? I think 59 is probably great. It seems a little tall. Let's go ahead and go one more down, and then we're just going to test fit this. This is part of the R&D phase for this. The city's really wanting to make sure that this is going to be the perfect fit for this area. So we're going to go like that. You know what? I think that is perfect. It's just at the top of that street light, and so that would be the safe bet. And so it's 49. Yeah, 49. Perfect. And so now we are going to jump into the network multi-tool and go to create parallel mode. And the reason we're doing this is because it's going to save us a ton of time on making sure that this is nice. And so we do need it to end right there, because what we're going to do is have this kind of curve around. And we could actually have this go like right there. And then what we'll do is curve it out. One side's going to end up having to be a little bit farther out than the other. And so I want to go just a little bit further. I don't want it to necessarily be in the middle. I would rather the inside have a little less room than the outside. But I want to go like right there. Yeah, perfect. And so now what we will do is jump in here, go to our lovely 49. And I want it to be, we'll go like right there. And then let's jump into our move it mod, grab this, actually grab that, and then Control H on that. And then we're going to go to the other side, do the same thing, grab it, Control H on this. And what that's going to do is just bring them to the correct height. And then now we'll jump into the network multi-tool, go to slope mode, and do our little leveling cheat. Saves a bunch of time. And we'll go to force elevated piece. Come up over here. Perfect. Look at that. I think that looks fantastic. I really like this road too. You don't have to have curves coming off of it like a freeway on-ramps and off-ramps. And so I think it's a really great road for this area. And so what we do need to do, we need to leave room for the stadium over here. So I think we're going to come up right there, and then we're just going to go straight. And the reason we're doing this is because our curve is a little off on this side. So I want to continue straight. Yeah, you can already tell like that's just not working out the way that we want it to. Oh, you know what? This side is much better. So if we come in like right there, I feel like that's good. Let's see though. We could be a little off. Oh, you know what? That's perfect. And so now we will grab this and then come up over here. Let's look at that. Yeah, you know what? This side looks perfect. It does look like this side is a little bit too sharp though. I think I'm going to grab those, jump back into the road, come up over here. And for some reason it's not giving me the guideline, but it's not the end of the world. Nice. We got rid of it. Looks good. I really like this so far. I think this is fantastic. And the reason I put it so close over here is because this stadium is going to go right here. And so now what I would like to do is jump into a 2-unit road. Actually, we're going to go to the 2-unit 3-lane plus because I want to do the 4-lane 2-unit road. We will come up over here. Let's go to unmodded mode and we will go up. And remember, the Ferry Commission has spent a ton of time in lobbying to make sure that we leave room for this. And so we will now come up over here and I think we're going to go to a 4-unit road and then we're going to curve it in. And so the goal is for basically, it looks like we need to go straight just a little bit more. I want that curve to be smooth. So we'll go like that, and we'll have it terminate right there. It does look like we're a little off the ground. So I think I'm going to jump into the slope mode, grab this node, and hit enter. And again, that's just going to give us a nice even slope. So then we'll jump back into highways, go like this. Perfect. Look at that. That is fantastic. Connection of the year right here. So now we're going to jump into node controller, grab this node, and we are going to increase it. I feel like that's pretty good. It does look like we need to remove a node in here though. Yeah, look at that. It did kind of mess with our slope a little bit, but not much. Let's actually jump back in here again and then bring it even more now. Nice. I think that looks fantastic. I do want to grab our slope tool. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Slope tool, and then we'll come up over here and we'll grab that. Give it a nice even slope. Perfect. I really like that. The reason we opened it up is because we don't want cars to necessarily stop as much if they don't have to. I don't necessarily want people to have to slow down as much. We're still going to have to put a light here, but turning these corners will just be a little bit easier. And so now the idea for this is to do a couple roads that are actually going to branch off and go continue on underneath this road, similar to what we did here, where we had these roads kind of continue on, these branch off and connect. I think it's going to look really good. We're not going to focus on that right now, though. I do want to clean up this connection right here, though, so I'm going to jump into the movement mod. I'm going to shift this out, and I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to Control H right there. And you know what? That actually looks pretty good. Pillar isn't on the key wall, so people could still walk around, but we have enough clearance for the ferries, which is really the most important thing here. Though we haven't really designated any right-of-way for the ferries just yet. They just really want to make sure that the canals are open, depending on what they decide to do. And so, all right, and so now what we're going to do is basically do the same thing on this side. So I want to go up, I believe it was like 39. We're going to come across. Yep, go like right there. Perfect. And let's do the same thing here real quick. Nice. I think that looks good. And we move the pillar to the side again. And so what we're going to do with this area is create a pretty consistent pattern. We need to do a couple things. So we really need to do another school. We have schooling over here, but we really don't have any other schooling. We have this. I think we may add some elementary and high schools over here, but I really want to do a larger one with like a track and field area. Maybe even the aquatic stadium, since I would imagine that rowing would probably be big, or other water sports, since there is so much water in the area. And so I want to designate an area of this island that is going to be for the school district. And that's really because the city's been putting a ton of pressure for it, and we really need to prioritize our youth education. I feel like it's going to be super important. We're going to now grab this, continue on, and what I want this to do is come down here, and we are going to curve it. Nice. I feel like that looks great. And it provides some much needed access for this area. And I love that it connects up over here. I think that is just fantastic. Even though this couplet is definitely not the best avenue for an arterial in this area, I think it's going to work out well. And so now I'm going to jump in here, go to the slope mode, and I'm just going to go a few nodes back. I don't want to go all the way back over here because we are going to build some roads and then possibly even parking underneath this, and so it would be really important for us to get something better going. And so I do want to provide a little access over here too, so I think we are going to grab this and we're going to come straight across, and then what we're going to do is slope this way. And the reason being because this is actually where the freeway connection is. So we're going to come up over here and we're going to connect that right there. How does that look? I feel like the ferry commission is going to be rather upset with that connection. So I think what we're going to have to do is raise this up. We're definitely going to have to. So we're going to shift this up, and we're going to shift this up as well. And then what we'll do is move this over and lower it down. And we'll just pretend that the pillar was already here in the first place. It didn't just magically move like that. And you know, I think we're a little too high, so I think we can even, yeah, look at that. Perfect. We can even move this pillar down a little bit, spin it. Nice. And I think this connection actually looks pretty good too. We can jump into node controller though, grab this and hit make sloped. And that just gets rid of that ugly flat piece that happens a lot on these roads. But now we have provided some great access over here. And so now all we need to do is just extend this out. Renowned. Oh, hey, look, we went up renowned. Perfect. Let's finish this real quick. So we are going to increase this offset because these are 2 freeways. And we'll go like that. And you know what? It would probably be smart if we did maybe a small asymmetric here. We'll do a 2 and 1. Oh, maybe 3 lanes. So there you go. So 3 lane, 2-way, 2 plus 1, if I can say it. So then we will come up here, upgrade that, upgrade that, upgrade that, and then we are going to make sure that the 2 lanes are all leading into it. And this actually works out pretty well too, because this is a regular road piece. It will tell people to brake, which is smart. You know, we definitely would want people to brake. And so now we will increase that, and nice, this actually operates kind of like a little junction now. And everybody has their own turn lane, so if anybody wants to continue straight, they can. And I think what we're going to do is jump in here, and we are going to give priority to the main road. I would prefer these people to not be hindered. You know what? We can't do that. This is a freeway. They're going to have to stop. No, if these people were having to pull out, that would just be so dangerous. But I think this is great. Now we have access to the freeway, which is just fantastic. We unfortunately don't have access going this way, as the toll is something that needs to be paid. So anybody who wants to go this way needs to hop on back here, as I couldn't get the toll from right here. So it'd be pretty important. We want people to go through this, especially as we extend out. Right now, the freeway doesn't go anywhere, so it's really not a huge concern, but we are going to connect it up to the freeway way back there. And so in the future, but I think this looks really good. I like how this is looking. And so let's go ahead and start worrying about these metros. We are going to do 1 metro right here. We need to do a road across. So let's actually jump into a 4-unit road. And let's do one with trees. So let's come up over here. I want to be in the middle. Yeah, we'll go like right there. And what we're going to do is literally just connect that up. We're going to come up over here. Nice. I like that. Let's see how tall that is. Yeah, that looks perfect. And I think we're going to end up doing a lot of elevated roads in here. Because of the nature of our bridges and just the canals and everything, having the elevated roads is going to really help us to get people around a little more than some of the other roads. And so I think this is going to work out. So we are then going to come up over here, bring this to the ground, and then I want to create a little bit of a curve here. And we will come up over here. And then what we're going to do is jump into our transport tab, go to ships, and go to our lovely ferry pier, this big one. Yeah, look at this guy. And we'll go right there, and I just want to turn this a smidge, and then I want to make sure that it is the correct height. And I'm going to jump into the network multi-tool. I'm going to unlock that segment, jump into the picker mod, grab this road, and it looks like we were not on the ground. So I'm going to go like that, and then I'm going to go straight and connect this up. Perfect. Look at that. Ideal. It's not ideal, but it's close. So then we'll go like that. And then I do want to fix this a little bit. This is going to bother me. All right, I'm just going to shift this around real quick, get our curve. That looks pretty good. You know, that actually looks pretty good right there. I thought it was going to take more time. The reason I did the curve is because we are going to do a station right here, and I really want to create some interest. I think we may even do like some signs and really just get it to look cool. And so now we got this connection, we got this one. We're going to do the school over here. We're probably going to do a couple skyscrapers right here. We need to do a station up here. So I think we will grab this road. And we want it to be kind of in the middle. Let's jump into a rural road and measure this real quick. So we are from the very edge to the very edge. We're about 30 units. So then if we came up over here, about 15 units. Yeah, this one's going to be good. So we're going to jump in here, upgrade that segment, and I'm going to delete it. I really just want to get that node in there. So we are then going to go like this, and then we're going to go straight, and I'm going to end it right there, and we're going to jump into the roundabout builder, and we're going to go like right there. Nice. I think that looks fantastic. And so now let's jump in here, go to a three-lane one-way with trees. Perfect. And so we are going to do some skyscrapers over here. I think we're going to do a big park right here. I feel like that would just be fantastic. One of the things that I really like about larger downtowns is a lot of them really prioritize green space. Like Philadelphia has just an amazing, like almost a quarter or maybe an eighth of their downtown is all this giant park. Like memorial museum area, and it is just fantastic. And then Chicago, I mean, their entire waterfront pretty much is all park space, and it is just so fantastic. I love seeing it in cities. And so I really want to prioritize green space with this. The city has actually been pressured by a lot of environmentalists to make sure that the green space is counterbalanced with the use of concrete and buildings. And so this is something that a lot of people in the city really care about. They don't want to just pour down a bunch of concrete and sell all the land that we can. And so it is going to be important. So now we're going to jump into the transport tab, come up over here. And what we're going to do is something a little special. We are going to use this old market station. And if I can turn it, oh, nice, look at that. Let's actually create a little bit of a road so I don't have to mess up anything over here. So we'll come up over here. Let's go like that. And now we'll go like that. Perfecto. Let's delete that road. We really only needed it to plop this thing down. And so now what we're going to do, we're going to come up over here. And I think that looks pretty good. And so now what we will do is jump in here, unlock all of these roads using the network multi-tool, and then we are going to delete them. And I know you guys are probably sitting there like, what is he doing? Those are train stations. We don't have trains in Canalville. Just wait and see. So now we are going to jump into Metro. You know what? Backtrack. We're going to come back here and go to this elevated island platform. And we'll go like right there. And what we're going to do is jump into the bulldoze tool, delete that middle section, and then we're going to grab it. And what we're going to do is try to line this up as best we can with the middle. And then we are going to jump into the node controller, go like this, and stretch them. So then we will jump over here and do the same thing. We will stretch. Looks like you know what? That actually looks great. So I think that's good. And it's sticking out at about an equal distance on this side. We will copy it, place it, and do the same thing. Jump into the bulldoze tool, bulldoze that guy. Grab the movement mod, move it in here. Perfecto. Use node controller, grab this, stretch, and jump on the other side before we mess with any special nodes. Go like this, stretch. And make sure that it is level. Oh man, you know, that actually looks perfecto. Yeah, I like it. That looks great. We do need to stretch the segments that go into it as well. It kind of looks weird, but I really like this. I think it's great and it remains functional, which is really what we were trying to go for here. And I really just wanted to get this kind of almost like a refurbished, like maybe it was an old time train station back in the day when there was trains in this area and it had became dilapidated and the city decided that it wanted to keep the original building but update it with Metro. And so they paved some new parking, they did all new landscaping, they got a bunch of new shops in here, and so now it's like bustling and alive again. And then now it has full Metro access, which I think is great. It has 4 stations as well, which is fantastic. This is really going to help us expand off over here too. So I think what we will do is move this line, have this line come down here, and then connect up right there, and then we're going to have a line branch off over here, follow this across, and then connect up over here. And it's really just going to help connect all this together. And so now let's jump into our Metro, go into our Metro tracks, and let's figure out how we're going to connect this up. Let's actually jump into the network multi-tool, and we can go to create connection mode. And we'll go like this, and let's move this out. Let's see how. So it looks like we're going to need to go either down or up. I think we can probably go down like what we did before. And so we will move this out as well. And we're going to put in another bend. And we will shift this over. Now I want it to be kind of parallel with that key wall, but I don't want it to be right on top of the key wall. You know what? I think that looks pretty good. The only other way we could do it is maybe have it curve down here and then curve, but we're going to do a station right here as well. So I think I'm going to hit enter. I think that is good. And I really like it. I think it looks great. We are probably going to need to extend that up before the Metro or the ferry company gets upset with us. And so I think we will try lifting this up first before we go under, because I would prefer to keep the ground clear. So we'll jump in here, go to slope, grab this, grab that. And you know, that's actually not bad. I've seen metros that do go up pretty steep like that, and so I think that would be fair. Yeah, especially since it's more gradual on this side. They would definitely have to hit the brakes coming down right here, but what we do is we clear the freeway, which is really what we're trying to do. And so now let's figure out where our other station is going to be. I think it's going to be like right here. So let's we'll use a 2-unit road. Yeah, we'll use a 2-unit road. We'll come up over here. We'll use trees since this is going to be a nice area. And we'll come up over here. And we'll come down here. And we'll do the same thing over here. So how many units was that? About 13 units. So we will come down 13 units, and then we will come up over here. And then what I'm going to do is jump into the network multi-tool and go to create curve mode. And use this. Yeah, look at that. Perfecto. And I like that it left a little more room on that side. I think that is fantastic. But even more importantly, what it did was allow us to place down one of our stations. I think we're going to do this small one. Yeah, I think this is fantastic. This is really going to blend in with the area too. Maybe not blend in, but work out. We could actually put one of the regular ones over there. So let's see. How does this look? You know what? I think this looks even better. Look at this. And we really, these stations are underrated, but I think they look good. They're definitely a little more maybe retro or dated than some of the other ones, but I think they still look good. And so now what I want to do is come up over here, and we're going to go straight, and then what we'll need to do is just jump into the Move It mod and shift this around. Yeah, nice. Look at that. Perfect. And then now let's complete connection with this. We'll come up over here, come up over here. You know what? I think that's just straight. Is that straight? Yeah, I think so. Nice. Yeah, it is straight. I didn't realize that was straight on. That's perfect. So now we have access over here, so people wouldn't have to drive around, which is just fantastic, especially since this is going to be a business district. I do want to move over here, though, and connect this up. So we will come up over here. I wish it would. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And then go in here, remove this node right next to that one. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and do, I think we're just going to do a small grid in here. So we will grab a 1-unit road. We will come up over here. And what we're going to do is go sideways and then connect this up. And we'll go down here as well. I don't think we'll go that far. We'll come like right here. And then what we'll do is come over here. Yeah, look at this. Perfect. Nice. And we're leaving some room because some of the bigger skyscrapers really need a ton of room. And so I do want to figure out. So I think we're going to do our high school on this side because it's going to need a ton of space. I honestly don't even know if that's enough space. Maybe we'll make this middle section the high school. I think we will come up over here and we will go down to the ground. And we'll go straight. And then what we're going to do is jump into a 2-unit road. And then what we're going to do is follow the key wall down. And we're going to come across. And then what we will do is curve this. Nice. Look at that. Perfect. And then we can follow the key wall down. And then we will grab this and turn it this way. And connect it up. I actually think we're going to go a little bit farther than that. I don't want this to be right underneath that. I think it would be better if we came up here and then had it follow the key wall like we did on the other side. Yeah, nice. That worked out pretty well. Kind of wish we were of similar distance on this side. So what is it? I think it's like 4 units. Would have been better if we captured that same distance. So I think we will come up over here and then let's go, yeah, like right there is perfect. And then that way we can connect these up while keeping the same distance from the key wall, which I think is just fantastic. Yeah, you know what? That looks a lot better. And so now let's figure out how to connect this up. I think we're going to delete it, bring this back, go straight, and then we will have it curve in. And this is going to be just like high-rise condos, residences, stuff like that. And then we're going to do the school. And so we might even end up demolishing some of this roadway layout, but I think this is good so far. We are going to now jump into 1-unit road since we are really tight on space. What we're going to do is do some grids across since we would really want to maximize our zoning as much as possible. while also being mindful of green space in the area. And so we will now go to the freeform tool, connect that up. We'll come up over here, connect that up, come up over here, connect that up. And then I think we're going to leave this side empty for now. So let's go ahead and connect a couple of these up across. We'll come up like right there. Nice. I think this is already coming together pretty nicely. I think we may even do a small road on this backside since we don't have complete zoning over here. But I think for right now, we'll leave it at that. I really like the access we're already creating. I think this is just fantastic. Let's go ahead and complete this one. So we're going to follow the same pattern that we did on the last builds. So we are going to come up over here and come across and connect it up. And we're going to do the same thing over here. So we will come across and connect this up. And then I think we will actually have this follow. Let's do another park on this section as well. Man, there's going to be a ton of work to be done in the city, but I'm excited we're doing some planning out. This is just really smart. A lot of times, I mean, I've done it as well. Whenever you're designing out a city, you kind of just go from place to place, and then you don't really think about a lot of stuff until you already start having problems. And so I'm glad that we are putting extra time into this. Nice. There we go. And so we're going to do the same thing, jump into zoning adjuster and get rid of zoning on this middle couplet, since this is really going to be one of our main arterials for the area. Again, we don't want any zoning on this road. So far we don't have any. And so anybody coming down this road would only have to worry about intersections, and that's it. Okay, so I think this is coming together pretty nicely. And so before we get crazy and just start focusing this whole episode on road layouts, I really want to start zoning in some stuff. So I do know that we will end up having some more commercial down this middle section, and we'll probably even do some services here too, since this is a really centralized location and it's right off the couplet. I feel like this would have great accessibility. So I think we are going to do the headquarters for these areas. And the reason for that is because it really helps to cover a broader area of the city. And I don't necessarily want these to be right next to each other. I do think the hospital is going to be a little bit iffy for us to do, though. Maybe the smaller one. Nope. It's definitely not smaller. So maybe we are going to do the hospital over here. And I mean, it's right off the highway. I think that looks great. This is the European hospital. Actually, it's really tall and it's probably going to blend in with our downtown pretty well. I do want to make sure to do child health centers and elder cares in here as well. And we will need to do crematoriums. So let's go ahead and place a couple crematoriums. Let's go ahead and we'll place one right there as well. And let's go ahead and place one over here too, even though this is kind of tucked in the back. I feel like this would still be a good area. I would like to place it there, but there's flumes underneath the highway, and I feel like, people driving over a crematorium like that probably wouldn't be for the best. And so now we got that covered. I think we will do some saunas in here. This is going to be a really high-end residential area, and so we would want to have some pretty nice amenities. We could do the community pool. I don't know if community pools really fit in with high-rises. Maybe we'll do the yoga garden, though. I think that could be good. We could do it right here. I feel like that would be pretty loud, though, with the highway. Again, I don't know if that would be good. Maybe the crematorium. I mean, you could reflect on life, I guess. I think we'll put it right there. Even though it is still right next to the highway, I feel like that's a good spot. And so now let's, I think we're going to do the high school on the next episode, and I think we will end up cutting this back a little bit further. Let's actually do that right now because I don't want to zone in any of this. So we are going to jump back into our 2-unit road and come up over here. And then it did look like that was a little off. So I'm going to shift that ever so lightly. Nice. And then we're going to do a high school right there. I think it's going to be fantastic. And so I do want to paint this as its own district. Perfect. And it looks like it's got the name Highland Hills. I don't know if Highland Hills is pretty good, but let's go the Highlands. I feel like that would be good. I think we will now do some high rises because this is right off the freeway. I don't know if that would be good. We're going to go like that. And we're going to come up over here and go like that as well. And then let's go ahead and do some office space back here. I don't want zoning on these roads. So we're going to go like that. And then let's go ahead and do some low density commercial right there. And we're going to go ahead and do some low density commercial right there as well. And then we're going to do high rise residential right there. And then I think we will do some more low density commercial right there. I think that's going to be good. We could even do some more low density commercial right here. I think we will. A lot of times, yoga areas like that are a part of shopping centers. And so I feel like that would probably be good. I do want to come in here and do some decorations though, so I'm not going to overdo it. Like I want to do some paths back here, kind of connected up to the key wall. We're going to do some trees, and then I think we will probably leave this. Maybe we'll do a small little row of commercial right there. Yeah, I feel like that's probably good. That's not overdone. We definitely left a lot of room for us to do some trees and just kind of fill it in, make it look good. As we get further into the downtown, we are going to fill in more space, but again, the city has really been pushing for a nice balance between development and the conservation of green space, and so I feel like we did a pretty good job here. I'm now just going to do water pipes for this area real quick. And there we go. So we got our residential in, we got services, we need to do the school. We're going to leave that for now though. Let's go ahead and do low density commercial on this side. I feel like this is going to be great. And then let's do some parks on here as well. I think we're going to do some of the smaller parks. Let's actually fit in a couple parks over here. I think we can let's fit in one of the bigger ones. Nope, this tab. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. That's actually going to fit perfect. Yeah, you know what? We lost a little bit of zoning, but I feel like this would be much needed for the area, and so I'm happy about that. I think we're going to do a landmark over here. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be good. So let's place that right there, and then let's shift this over. And I like this one. I think this is the Statue of Shopping, I believe. It does look like we have a little bit of road right there. I'm going to just clean up this ground real quick. It looks like there was a little bit of road left over from when we built the key walls, and then kind of got shifted around a little bit. Statue of Wealth. Oh, I thought this was the shopping one. That's right, though. He's got the quarter. So I think that looks pretty good. And then we will come back through here and decorate this up as well. I think it's going to look fantastic. And these should all start growing in here soon. We're going to do the school right there. Let's go ahead and focus on this area while those are building out. And so I want to start getting into some unique buildings. I have some really fun ones, some tall ones, and I feel like it would just be fantastic if we could incorporate some really cool buildings. I feel like maybe doing this right here would be good too, but I think we'll leave that for another area. And so we'll jump in here, and where is it? So I want to maybe it's in the Art Deco actually, because I think we have some hotels that I want to do, but I want to fit in the big buildings first. So this one's a good one. This is a hotel. I really like this building too. It's tall, but it's not like as tall as some of them can be. But I feel like it's got the pool in there too. Would be a great location for this because it's got the mass transit right there and the ferry access. It would have great views. I mean, this would just be fantastic. Imagine you're staying in there. You got the bridge right there. You got great access. So if you want to go anywhere else in the city, you can just hop on the metro. I feel like this is a good building for right there, and then we will do some of those smaller ones. Where were those? Yeah, some of these ones. So let's go ahead and do this one across the street. Let's look at it though. So it's a small Marriott. Yeah, you know what? I think that is just fantastic. I think that's a good one. And then proper hotel. Ooh, this one's good too. It's kind of curved. Maybe we can, let's see how this looks. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Maybe if we fit it right there. It's not bad. It definitely ruins a little bit of the front of that. Let's look at this now, because I think we're just going to fill this in with parking and some paths, because this building really looks nice. I think we're going to save this for a different location, because I do want to do some regular zoning in here too. We want to get some high density commercial in here. So I think what I'm looking for is actually going to be in here, because I know, what is it? The Modern Japan Content Creator Pack has a couple of these super tall ones. So high-rise office building, company headquarters. I mean, this is a huge one. Office skyscraper. That's a big one too. I mean, the department store would be fantastic. I mean, let's see how that looks. Maybe we can shift it back, because it is Japanese styling, but it would still fall into like a really big department store, which I think could be good for this area. No, you know what? I feel like this would be better in a different location. So we will get rid of that. Let's go ahead and look at this one. Maybe we'll put it right there. You know what? That one actually doesn't look bad. And I think if we shift this over just a little bit, we'll leave a little more room for that metro line. Maybe we can even go like this, because we do need to get this metro out. It looks like it would clear right now. You know what? I actually like that. I think that looks good. It's very fits in with the area, especially with the metro in the back. And I like how it has this really large facade on the front. I think that looks fantastic. And so I do want to connect up a couple of these smaller roads in here. I want to create some density. So I think we're going to turn this back on, and let's go ahead and connect this up. And you know what? I feel like that's probably good right there. Maybe we could even connect this up. No, there's no need for that, because we are going to jump in here now, and let's paint this as a district. I think this is going to be like our, because it's a transit hub, I think we will do some high density commercial. We're just going to do regular high density commercials. So we'll go like that, come up here, go like this. I think we will create this whole backside as high density commercial. Go like that. We're going to leave that empty. I think we will do offices on this backside. You know what? We need to leave that empty because this needs to come out this way. I think it's going to even cut into this, but maybe we can have it turn up here and cut through here. I think that'll be better. So if we come up over here, cut that, and then that way we can have this follow the outside, which actually works out because then it doesn't have to cross over this. And you know what? I think that looks pretty good. And so let's go ahead and turn up the speed. And while we're waiting, what I'm going to do is start decorating some of this up. So I'm going to jump in here, go to some trees. And what I'm going to do is just basically fill in some of these spaces like this right here. We could, I want to get rid of this zoning. Just kind of fill it in, make it look like a park. No, stop building. So we'll come out here. Yeah, look at this. Just little things like this can go a long ways to help capture a little more realism for your cities. I like how this is looking on this inside. I think that looks fantastic. And I like the density that's coming in. I think it looks good, especially once this builds up. I really like having the elevated highway look. I think it looks fantastic. I think we got some pretty good accessibility. We don't have any other access to this area, so maybe we'll have to do some other access at some point. But I think this looks good. You know what we forgot to do is hook up our metro line. Ooh, I can't even believe I forgot to do that. So we have 2 lines. Let's go ahead and do another line. I wonder if that one will fit. Yeah, that's good. So then we'll come down here and we will connect this up, and then come back and complete it. Perfect. And let's actually do another one now. And we're going to have this come down here, connect up right there, and then have it go straight. And there we go. And then let's see if it fixed. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Nice. So now we have 100% utilization of this, of these stations, which is just fantastic. And so now let's jump in here, and we are going to change these to the high capacity metro, just so that we can have less metro lines in there, especially that middle one. We really don't even need this one yet, but we're just going to leave it there because on the next episode we're going to start building this out. And so would have been nice to get a metro stop in here too. Guess we could somehow, maybe like right here, but we'll just leave it. They can always drive out or walk. I mean, they could walk over here pretty easily. Is there people walking? Doesn't look like it. Oh, so people can't walk right now. So let's actually upgrade this. I didn't even think about that. So we need to upgrade this to a road so that people can walk this way. And then let's do a walking bridge over here. Turn off snapping. Come up over here. Cross. And I don't know if that's going to be tall enough for ferries. Probably not. I mean, we definitely do not want to upset the ferry commission. I feel like that would just not be great. So we'll go like that tall, and then what we will do is spiral this down. Actually, you know, we'll just do a back and forth. So we'll come up over here, go down 2, come up over here, and then go down here. And then we'll connect that up. Nice. Look at that. Nice little stairs action. And then we will do the same thing over here. Have it go down 1, 2, and make sure these are level. Nice. I feel like that looks pretty good. These would definitely be stairs, but it provides some much needed accessibility for this area, especially so people can get over here to the tram line or the metro line. Man, look at all these people. This is crazy. I like how this is all coming in though. I think this looks fantastic. I do kind of wish we had a little more density in here. So let's kind of fill this in. Let's see if we can get this back here. Because if we can get just a little more density, this would just look fantastic. I think we will fill in the rest of that, and we're going to leave this front side empty. Because I really like these buildings that are coming in. I think this just looks great. I think we may even fill this in too. Let's see what comes in here. We may get rid of these. This looks like we got like a weird European style outlet shop right there. But once these upgrade, they're going to get taller, and I like how close together they are too. I think it just looks great. I think we will change this to a modern city center though. Okay, so it does look like we're having a little bit of an issue with traffic over here. I'm going to jump into Traffic Manager, and I'm going to tell these people to continue on. So it looks like the regular lights really aren't going to work, so I'm going to Control-Shift-Click on this, and what that's going to do is allow more cars to get in here. Alright, and so now that we have that changed out, I really like the buildings that are coming in here. I like how they have shared walls. This is definitely more of a downtown style building that you'll see. And then I like the storefronts too. I think it is just fantastic. You get a lot of these awnings, and it just tends to look a little better, especially when you get these same buildings right next to each other. I really like the look of it. And so now what I'm going to do is jump in here and do some decorating. It looks like a lot of people are walking through here, which is great. But I'm going to put in some trees. I think I'm going to do concrete in here and then do a small fountain. And I think it's going to look fantastic. And so I will be right back with you. Alright, so I definitely spent a little more time on this than I was originally thinking. So I went ahead and put in 3 planters right here, and I did some grass with water fountains in the middle. This is the first time I've ever done this. I think this is really cool. I went ahead and created this little park over here as well. There was some commercial buildings here, but I felt like because this was in front of the metro station, it was going to be a really good opportunity for us to do something fun. And so I did these little fountains with some little patches of grass in the middle of these planters and these large trees. And I felt like this was just, again, such a great little look for this area, especially since this is a little marketplace underneath this building. And we're getting a ton of traffic. I really like it. I went ahead and put planters in front of this building, this huge shopping center, and I think it's coming together really nicely. I like this modern city center vibe here too, that all the buildings have the little awnings. I don't particularly like this backside. I feel like maybe we will do some trees. I was kind of uncertain what to do, but I think if we just did some trees, it'd probably clean it up a little bit. Just clean up some of the edges. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll even come in here and grab one of these again, because this gives a nice little contrast to the area. But then this is just going to be overgrowth right on the edge. Almost looks like it's they were just there. These buildings have been here a long time, and so all right, I think that looks pretty good. I went ahead and added in those trees, and you know what? It just really cleaned up the line. We're leaving this empty because we are going to be expanding the metro this way, and we really don't want to have to delete anything. I think we will eventually end up putting something right there. We don't have anything right here as well because the metro is above it. Maybe we'll just add in some foliage, just kind of clean it up, make it look like there's something there. We could do some walking paths too, but I think this looks good. And then I think I'm going to use some more of those little purple trees. I really like these. Yeah, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. And then I went ahead and just dotted this all around with trees, kind of filled it up, blocked the lines in the back, did some trees back here. And then I went ahead and did a pathway back here lined with some bushes and then some trees just so that people could go walking through here. Maybe you're like walking your dog or something. And then I went ahead and put 2 more parks over here and then did the same thing, bunch of trees everywhere. And then I did another fountain over here with a tree in the middle with some jets, a couple planters. It kind of looks like this one's a little off. And then I went ahead and just did a couple little market stalls as well. Maybe these are people selling fruit or something like that. Maybe some goods. Maybe they're like making necklaces or something like that. And I think it looks really good. If you guys enjoyed the episode, if you could like the video, it really helps me out. I super appreciate it. I think on the next episode, what we're going to do is actually start placing down some more skyscrapers, as right now we really only have this one, but I think it looks good. I'm really happy that we got those fountains in the front. I think it really cleans up the area. And then as we expand out with the metro, it's really going to complete it. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, you will definitely enjoy the video on your screen. And I'm going to go ahead and do a cinematic showing all the new areas. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next episode.